Chosen one, this moment is prepared for you. Every difficulty, every joy, every loss and gain you have experienced throughout your life has been planned to prepare you for today. You are not an ordinary person. You have been chosen. You have a very special place in God's divine plan, and He has strengthened, molded, and prepared you throughout your journey. It is not a coincidence that you are here today. This moment is part of your destiny. Open your heart, be brave, and take action. Because God is calling you not only to make a difference in this world, but also to leave an eternal legacy. If this message has reached you, take a sign and write 77 in the comments. You have been chosen. Now it's time to act. Step into this power within you to leave an eternal legacy. Weakness is not your failure. It's your transformation in motion. The cracks in your resolve, the moments you label as breakdowns, are where the unseen begins to shine. When your strength falters, it isn't an end. It's a doorway. Power doesn't grow from perfection, but from imperfection transformed. Imagine the roots of a tree pushing through solid stone, not because they overpower, but because they persist. Your struggles are not signs of inadequacy. They are the fertile ground where unseen strength takes root, grows, and flourishes. Every time you feel the weight of the world pressing down, it's an invitation to release the burden and step into the flow of something far greater. Your vulnerability is not a deficiency, it's the threshold of profound renewal. In this dynamic, your weakness becomes a mirror, reflecting the immense force that carries you beyond your limits. In the realm of infinite possibilities, the paradox becomes the defining truth. What appears to be your undoing is the very stage where transformation unfolds. When you stumble, when your carefully crafted plans scatter like leaves in a storm, a greater hand moves the pieces into a masterpiece. Strength born from struggle isn't merely survival, it's the evolution of purpose. Letting go of control doesn't signify surrender to chaos, but opens the door to harmony that transcends understanding. The obstacles that seem insurmountable are not walls, but bridges under construction, waiting for the architect to finish the design. What feels like falling apart is often the process of being reassembled with greater intention. The breaking points in your life are not just places of loss, they are the beginnings of something extraordinary. Every tear, every silent cry is not a signal of defeat, but the song of resilience rising. A flame does not dim when the night surrounds it. It grows more vivid, more commanding in the darkness. You are no different. When life unravels, it is not an erasure, but an expansion, a transformation from one form of existence to another. The crushing weight you feel is not your undoing, but the forging of a new foundation, stronger and deeper than before. Even in the chaos, the threads of grace are weaving a tapestry you cannot yet see. Control is the illusion you cling to when uncertainty convinces you that surrender is weakness. Yet, in the moments when your strength falters and your plans unravel, there lies an unspoken truth. The limits of your grasp are the beginning of something greater. Releasing control is not defeat. It's the threshold of true freedom. Like a river carving its course, surrender allows life to flow beyond your design, guided by a wisdom far beyond human understanding. Clinging to self-reliance binds you to an endless cycle of striving, where exhaustion becomes the currency of effort. But to let go is to exchange the weight of your burden for the unyielding foundation of divine support. In surrender, peace replaces chaos, and clarity emerges where confusion once reigned. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. What appears to be a collapse is often a recalibration, a resetting of the foundation for something more enduring. When you stand in the rubble of shattered expectations, consider that this is not destruction, but a reformation. The walls you built to protect your plans are being dismantled to make room for horizons you could never imagine. Releasing the need to control doesn't leave you adrift. It places you in the hands of the eternal, where the infinite meets your limitations with boundless provision. Trusting in this unseen force is not passive resignation. It is an act of courage, declaring that your life is held together by a power greater than your own. In the quiet surrender of pride, something remarkable begins to take shape. The effort you once poured into controlling outcomes transforms into the energy needed to embrace a larger purpose. Like the first light of dawn breaking through the shadows, humility illuminates a path where none seemed to exist. Dependence is not weakness. It is the profound strength of recognizing your place within something far greater. Trusting in divine timing reshapes not just your circumstances, but your very perspective, allowing you to see that every delay, every setback is a step towards something more extraordinary than you could orchestrate. Surrender is not the absence of action, but the realignment of effort. It's the realization that by loosening your grip, you open your hands to receive. This release doesn't signal loss, but marks the beginning of restoration. The peace that comes from this shift is not fleeting. It is rooted in the assurance that your life is guided by a design far more intricate and perfect than anything you could conceive. By stepping into surrender, you are not giving up. You are stepping up into a freedom that liberates, transforms, and fulfills in ways control never could. Breaking free from the chains of pride requires honesty. Acknowledge the places where self-reliance has taken the lead, where fear has silenced your cries for help, and where control has overridden trust. Surrender these burdens not as an admission of defeat, but as an invitation for renewal. When you step back, you allow grace to step in. Humility is not a sign of fragility, but a testament to inner strength. It is through opening your heart that the fullness of divine love and guidance can transform every corner of your life. Releasing pride is the gateway to restoration, a process that begins the moment you decide to trust in something greater than yourself. History is rich with examples of how humility shapes greatness. A leader unarmed with worldly power but fortified with unwavering resolve can shift the course of humanity. Not by force, but through quiet strength, they dismantle barriers and inspire change. True humility replaces ego with purpose, a purpose that draws its energy not from self-glorification, but from a commitment to something larger than the individual. You too are called to this strength, a strength that does not boast but transforms everything it touches. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, serene ocean. The waves gently roll in, endless and steady, stretching beyond what the eye can see. You've been clutching a heavy stone, holding it tightly, convinced you need it to survive. But the weight has grown unbearable, dragging you down, stealing your breath. The ocean whispers an invitation, simple and profound. Let it go. The moment you release it, the stone vanishes into the depths, and you realize the ocean was never there to drown you, but to carry you. This is the spiritual truth of surrender. Letting go of what you were never meant to carry so that something far greater can sustain you. You know, life can be a lot like climbing a mountain. You're trudging uphill, one step at a time. The path is steep, and the air gets thinner the higher you go. Sometimes, it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're not sure if you can make it to the top. But here's the good news. You don't have to climb that mountain alone. Life often feels like a storm, doesn't it? The demands, the disappointments, the never-ending rush to keep everything together. It's as if you're fighting a current that grows stronger with each passing day. You try harder, dig deeper, and yet the more you push, the more drained you become. But here's the thing. You were never designed to weather the storm alone. The one who created the heavens and the earth, who set the stars in place, also created you. He knows your limits. He sees your struggle, your tears, your exhaustion. He's not asking you to be perfect or to have it all together. He's asking you to trust him enough to let go. When you let go and place your trust in him, amazing things begin to happen. The heavy burdens you've been carrying start to lighten. The chaos in your mind begins to settle. You find a peace that doesn't make sense to the outside world, a peace that comes from knowing you're not in this by yourself. Maybe you've been trying to hold everything together, your family, your job, your future. You've been running on empty, giving it all you've got, but it never seems to be enough. Friend, that's not how you were meant to live. God wants to carry those burdens for you. He wants you to rest in his strength, not your own. Think about a ship out at sea. When a storm hits, the captain doesn't fight against the waves. He trusts his vessel to carry him through. In the same way, you need to trust that God is your refuge, your safe harbor in the midst of life's storms. He's equipped you with everything you need, and he's right there with you, guiding you through the rough waters. When you release control and surrender your worries to him, you're not giving up. You're gaining strength. You're tapping into a source of power that never runs dry. It's like plugging into an endless supply of energy that keeps you going, even when you feel like you can't take another step. You might be thinking, but I've messed up too much, or I'm not worthy of that kind of help. Let me tell you, God's love isn't based on your performance. It's unconditional, unwavering, and always available. He's not keeping score of your mistakes. He's looking at your heart. All he asks is that you come to him just as you are. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks. Every worry, every fear, every doubt is another rock weighing you down. Now picture setting that backpack down and feeling the relief as the weight lifts off your shoulders. That's what happens when you cast your cares on him. You experience freedom like never before. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by his strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. This isn't just positive thinking, it's a promise. In the good book, it says, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's an invitation straight from the Creator to you. He's offering rest, peace, and renewal. All you have to do is accept it. So, how do you let go? Start by taking a moment each day to pause and connect with Him. Share your struggles, your hopes, your fears. Listen for His guidance. Surround yourself with uplifting words and people who encourage your faith. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Each step you take brings you closer to the peace you're seeking. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to see the whole path ahead. Trust that He is leading you one step at a time. And as you walk in faith, you'll find that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones toward a greater purpose. You have a destiny to fulfill, gifts to share with the world, and a unique role that only you can play. Don't let the weight of life's pressures hold you back from all that you were created to be. Embrace the freedom that comes from letting go and letting God take control. Today is the perfect day to release those burdens. Right here, right now, make the decision to stop striving in your own strength and start trusting in His. Open your heart to the possibilities that await when you surrender your worries and embrace His grace. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Many have walked this path before and have found joy, peace, and fulfillment beyond their wildest dreams. Their secret wasn't in their own abilities, but in their willingness to trust in something greater than themselves. So go ahead, take that step of faith. Let the one who set the universe in motion guide your path. Allow His love to wash over you, renew your spirit, and refresh your soul. When you do, you'll discover a life filled with purpose, joy, and unshakable peace. Let go of the mountain you've been trying to climb on your own. Reach out and take hold of the hand that's been extended to you all along. The climb may still be steep, but with Him by your side, you'll find the strength to reach heights you never thought possible. Embrace this new beginning. Trust in His plan for your life, and watch as He turns your trials into triumphs, your burdens into blessings, and your storms into stories of victory. There is a strength that is not of this world, a peace that transcends understanding, and it's waiting for you. But you can't grasp it while clinging to your pride, your plans, and your control. It's in the act of surrender, when you open your hands, release your burdens, and admit you can't do it alone, that you make space for divine intervention. This isn't weakness. This is wisdom. Surrender is not giving up. It's giving over. It's placing your life into the hands of the one who knows exactly what you need and when you need it. When you lay down your pride and step into humility, something miraculous happens. The noise in your mind begins to quiet. The weight on your shoulders starts to lift, and the chaos inside you finds stillness. It's as if a gentle hand reaches into the very core of your being and calms the storm raging within. This is not a fleeting moment of relief. It's a deep, abiding peace that takes root in your soul. It doesn't mean your circumstances will change overnight, but it does mean that you will no longer face them alone. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything yourself. It's about acknowledging that there is a power greater than you, steadfast, unshakable, and endlessly loving. When you surrender to this power, you tap into a source of strength that never runs dry. It's not about striving, it's about abiding. It's not about proving your worth. It's about resting in the truth that you are already deeply loved. The peace you long for is not found in perfection or performance, but in presence. in the presence of the one who holds the universe together and yet is intimately concerned with the details of your life. This is the same power that parted seas, calmed storms, and brought the dead to life. And it's available to you right here, right now. All you have to do is let go of what's holding you back and let him in. Surrendering doesn't mean your challenges will disappear, but it does mean that you will face them with a new perspective. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth. The pain that felt unbearable becomes the soil where hope takes root. The battles that left you weary become the places where his strength is made perfect in your weakness. Think about this. Every burden you carry, every tear you cry, and every prayer you whisper is seen and heard by the one who loves you more than you can imagine. He doesn't turn away from your mess. He steps into it with you. He doesn't demand that you clean yourself up before coming to him. He meets you right where you are. His love is not conditional on your performance. It's anchored in his unchanging nature. And his grace is not just sufficient. It's abundant, overflowing, and more than enough for whatever you're facing. So, what's the stone you've been carrying? Is it fear, guilt, shame, anger? Whatever it is, you don't have to carry it anymore. Let it go. Trust that when you release it into the ocean of his love, it won't sink you. It will free you. The freedom you've been searching for isn't found in doing more or trying harder. It's found in surrendering to the one who has already done everything for you. You were created with purpose, crafted with care, and placed in this moment for a reason. Your life is not random. It is intentional. The struggles you face are not meaningless. They are part of a larger story, a story of redemption, transformation, and grace. And your part in that story matters. The choices you make, the way you respond to challenges, and the faith you demonstrate in the face of adversity have the power to inspire and impact others in ways you may never fully realize. Your story is a gift. It's a testimony of what happens when you stop striving and start trusting, when you stop fighting to be enough and start resting in the truth that he is enough. Share that story, speak boldly about how you've been carried through the storms, how your weakness became the platform for his strength, and how his grace has transformed your life. Your words could be the light that helps someone else find their way through the darkness. This is your moment, not to prove yourself, but to surrender yourself, not to carry the weight alone, but to place it in the hands of the one who can handle it all. Trust him with your fears, your failures, your dreams, and your doubts. Trust him with your life. And watch as he turns your surrender into strength, your pain into purpose, and your chaos into peace. Let go and let him lead. Humility transforms not only how you see yourself, but how you view the world and your role within it. It invites you to let go of the illusion of control, to see your challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as battles to be won alone. Trust is not weakness. It is a deliberate act of courage, a declaration that your life is not held together by your efforts alone, but by a purpose infinitely greater. Humility reshapes your heart, fostering compassion, clarity, and the freedom to move forward with unshakable peace. It is not just a quality to admire. It is the key to opening the door to a life that overflows with grace, strength, and divine purpose. Hardships are not the defining moments of defeat, but the refining seasons of resilience. When life tests you in ways that feel unbearable, know this: strength is forged in the crucible of struggle. Loss and adversity may strip away the surface, but they reveal what cannot be destroyed: your enduring faith. When everything you've leaned on crumbles, the foundation beneath you is revealed, and it is here that faith takes root, growing unshakable even in the fiercest storms. Your trials are not designed to crush you, but to prepare you for greater purpose. What feels like an ending is often the shaping of something extraordinary within you. Rebuilding from devastation requires not only resilience, but vision. After the depths of destruction, nations, like individuals, find a way to rise not by ignoring their brokenness, but by embracing the process of renewal. A broken heart, like a shattered city, holds the potential for a new beginning. The remnants of what was are not discarded but repurposed, forming the foundation for growth. Just as once scarred landscapes have flourished into thriving centers of life and creativity, your own losses can become the fertile ground for your greatest transformation. It is not the absence of struggle, but the embrace of perseverance that turns ruin into restoration. Grace is the quiet power that transforms the soul, an ever-present force waiting to be welcomed into your life. It is not earned through effort or perfection. It is given freely to those who acknowledge their need. When you release your grip on the illusion of control, grace flows in, steady and unrelenting, carrying you beyond what you could ever achieve on your own. Living in grace means recognizing that every step, even the faltering ones, is supported by something far greater than yourself. The power of grace is not just to sustain, but to reshape, taking your weakest moments and turning them into milestones of growth and transformation. Your identity is not tethered to your failures or defined by your fears. You are a creation imbued with purpose, intricately designed to overcome and thrive. Each misstep and every setback is an opportunity for renewal, a chance to align with the greater vision for your life. The limitations you perceive are the very spaces where strength can emerge. When you release the need to be perfect and allow divine guidance to shape your path, you are stepping into a destiny far greater than anything you could craft on your own. Trust that your struggles are part of a larger story, one where restoration, purpose, and grace are not just possibilities, but promises waiting to be fulfilled. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles. Feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed and let the light of the Lord guide your path. When you feel the weight of life pressing down and your strength slipping away, understand that this is not the end, but the threshold of transformation. Your limits are not obstacles. They are invitations for divine power to step in and reshape the narrative. Instead of striving to hold everything together, release the illusion of control. Let go of the fear that you must face everything alone, and welcome the assurance that you are held by a force far greater than your struggles. Weakness does not diminish you. It positions you for something extraordinary. In those moments of surrender, grace flows in and fills the spaces where effort once failed. Your challenges are not meant to define you, but to refine you. They are the moments when the ordinary is exchanged for the extraordinary. Trust in the process and humble yourself before the one who knows you deeply and has a plan that extends beyond what you can see. Through surrender, what feels like defeat becomes a pathway to triumph. Pain evolves into wisdom, and struggles transform into stories of resilience. These experiences are not just chapters of your life, they are testimonies of renewal that carry the power to inspire and uplift others. Your story is a vessel of hope, crafted not only for you, but for those who need to see that renewal is possible. Share the journey you've walked, the struggles you've overcome, and the strength you've discovered in surrender. Your voice has the power to light the way for others, offering assurance that even in the darkest seasons, transformation is at work. Let your life be a testament to what is possible when you step aside and allow grace to take the lead. Through your openness, others will find courage to face their own challenges and trust in a greater plan unfolding in their lives. Your story matters because it reminds us all that strength is not found in avoiding weakness, but in embracing it as the doorway to something greater.